Imagine getting paid just to listen to music. Sounds easy, right? Well, SoundCampaign claims you can earn up to $14 per song review. But is it actually worth your time? In this video, I will show you exactly how it works, the real pros and cons, and who can and cannot join. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'll share a few bonus tips that can increase your chances of getting accepted and help you earn more once you're in. My name's Michael and I test real ways to make money online without the usual BS. And today's video is about SoundCampaign, which is a platform that pays you to review music from upcoming artists. But before you jump in, there are some important details to understand, including who they accept, how much you really get paid, and how it compares to similar platforms. So let's dive in and take a close look so you know if this is the right side hustle for you or not. So let's start by going over who can join, because on SoundCampaign's website you can see you can get paid to listen to music and you can actually join from all countries. You do need to own a Spotify playlist. We'll go over the requirements, the exact requirements in just a bit, but you do need to be aware that you need to connect with Spotify to sign up. But how it basically works is overall is that you can get paid per review, because when you join, if you're accepted, again, we'll go over the requirements in just a bit, then you will get the opportunity to get paid to listen to this music because you will listen to new songs. They say here also that you support indie artists because it's emerging artists and you share valuable feedback on their music. And if the song catches your ears, you can see, then you can add it to your Spotify playlist and then you can get paid per song you review and get feedback about and add to your playlist also. And by doing that, you can actually also get paid. And we'll go over the exact payout options later in this review also. But that's an overall idea of how it works. But of course, it's not that easy that you can just randomly join and start earning. There are some requirements, as I also mentioned. So let's go a little bit deeper into the requirements of joining SoundCampaign. So there are some requirements, then they have actually written a good article in the help section that describes the exact expectations. For example, that you are to be professional, be respectful, use technical and music vocabulary to deliver a clear review that provides value to the artist, and add tracks to your playlist if you like them, so you don't have to. And then you need to only use playlists with real, organic and active listeners. And you can see, for example, there are 3 major requirements, and these you need to pay attention to. There is that you have to have at least 1,000 followers on your playlist. You need to have a minimum of 20 tracks, and it has to be organic and active listeners. So you can't just get some kind of bot playlists or account and then expect to be approved, because they will actually look at it before accepting you. So be aware of this. As you can see, your account would go through both a manual and automatic quality control. And if you get accepted, you are expected to actually listen thoroughly to the songs, not just like, yeah, I like it, but actually pay close attention to it. And also that you need to give a detailed and explanatory review. As you can see also, you can actually earn up to $14 per review. So of course they do have requirements that it's not enough to just say like, I like the song, right? You know, that's useless for the artist to get that kind of feedback. So also here, you are expected to keep track on your playlist for at least 7 days so that an artist can receive streams from your playlist. So these are again the expected behaviors, but there's also some forbidden behaviors that you definitely need to keep in mind. So for example, you're of course not allowed to submit a review without actually listening to the song. You are also not allowed to share any personal or contact information. And this is of course to avoid any scams or anything like that. You are not allowed to contact the artist outside of SoundCampaign. And also, as I mentioned earlier, also don't just leave like these vague generic reviews like good track, but it doesn't fit my playlist. You know, that's useless. And of course, they're not interested in paying for that. And you also do have to keep the song for at least 7 days on the playlist if you add it. And as you can see here also, if there are any technical issues, this is kind of an important one to be aware of, then do not share that in the review, because the review is for the artist. Then you need to contact the support. So this is the main requirements, and that gives you a very good idea of whether this is something that potentially is for you or not. But before going a bit more over how you can actually get paid, and also some bonus tips about how you can increase your chances of getting accepted and potentially earn more, then let's first look a little bit more into the requirements for the playlist, because this is very important to understand. So when it comes to the playlist that you need to have, we already went over the main requirements, the 1,000 followers and minimum 20 tracks and these things they organically built. But there are a few other important things that you need to keep in mind, because there are certain types of playlists they do not accept. And you can see them mentioned here, for example, movie and series soundtrack playlist, playlists that change the title just to attract followers, playlists with reference to a specific album or song, and things like this. So this is important to keep in mind, and I will share a little bit later here about some tips how you can then create the best possible playlist or to increase your chances of getting accepted. But let's just firstly also go over how you can get paid. So when you join an online earning platform, it's always important to know exactly how you can get paid and when you can get paid, because some platforms just doesn't offer a payout option you like, so then it's a waste of time to start earning there. So they make that very clear on SoundCampaign. It is instant payouts. You can request payouts anytime when you have earnings in your account, and then you can get paid via direct deposits to your bank account. So that means that you will get paid in cash into your bank account. I do like that payout option, but of course it does make sense to gather a little bit of money, not to get all these small microtransactions into your bank account. At least that's my experience. Personally, I think it would be great if they also had offered maybe Payoneer, PayPal, also something like that. But overall, definitely great that they offer something like bank transfer. So that is how you can earn on SoundCampaign. But before we wrap up, let me give you a few quick bonus tips that can actually make a big difference if you're thinking about joining. First of all, if you want to get accepted and make more per review, then your Spotify playlist matters a lot. We already talked a little bit about this. I already showed the requirements they have, so you know that SoundCampaign doesn't just let anyone in, because you do need to have an active Spotify playlist with real followers, and it should preferably match a genre that advertisers on their platform are targeting. And as I showed you, there are certain types of playlists that do not accept, but the more active and genre specific your playlist is, the better your chances. So a trick can be to focus your playlist on one specific niche. It could, for example, be indie pop, underground hip hop, or lo-fi or something like that. And then keep it updated regularly. Add new songs, remove ones that don't fit, and make sure the title and description clearly reflect the vibe of the playlist. And a second really important tip is to take the time to actually write thoughtful reviews if you get in. Generic feedback like nice songs or not bad, that will get you lower ratings, because you will get ratings also depending on how good your reviews are. And if you keep getting low ratings, you will eventually get fewer campaigns, or you might not even get paid or get banned. So high rated curators, because you would be a curator, that is what it's called, will not only get more songs to review, they will also get closer to the $14 per song payout that they say you potentially can earn. Because there's no guarantee that you will get that, and you will in most cases not get that from the start. So these things are very important to keep in mind to increase your chances of earning on SoundCampaign and being able to even join. And I would actually love to hear, is this something you would do, or if you already have, I would love to hear your experiences about it. Please feel free to share that in a comment below. And if you're in general interested in earning some extra money on the side, I do have a list on my website of the best free side hustles you can easily get started with. I'll leave a link to that below. And also, if you're just specifically interested in listening to music, there are not that many options, but there are a few more options you can use for that. So I'll also leave a link below to a list I have of that on my website. So you can check that out. And if this video helped you, also please make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.